Hello, there's a bit in my book, What They Don't Teach You at Change Management School, about the Core-Periphery thesis and how I use that to help manage resistance during a change programme. I first studied the Core-Periphery thesis when I was an undergraduate, and then it was mostly about countries and communities that are on the periphery of large continents. Think about Ireland, it's on the very western edge of the European peninsula of the Eurasian continent, and it has positives and negatives because of that. But it's also about influential individuals who are said to be at the core of things in an organisation or a society, and people who are not at the core of things who are peripherals. And that leads to all sorts of societal inequalities, etc. But for change management, I use it in two ways. The first one is if you've got a large organisation with, let's say, a headquarters and many subsidiaries around the world, I've noticed issues when implementing either changes inspired by the core, by headquarters, issues implementing those in the periphery, and sometimes even changes initiated in the periphery being accepted by people at the core. And I think that's an explicit thing to look for when doing change management and trying to figure out how to manage resistance associated with both states. And so part of workforce analysis is to identify those individuals in the organisation who are influential and to try and make use of them to spread the word to help drive adoption. And at the same time, finding those people who are, quotes, peripheral and getting them fully involved in the change programme. And for large organisations with subsidiaries around the world, you've got to make sure that they're closely aligned and listening to each other. And part of that is about sharing success stories, either from the periphery to the core or vice versa. And there's a lot more to it, but I think it's an area that is sometimes overlooked. It's an area I certainly always try and include in my change management practice. So there's a little bit in my book about that, and the more I've used it and the more I develop my thinking on it, the more I think I've got to write a lot more about that. So there's a bit in the book, check it out, and see you soon.